We're joined today by swimming head coach Rick Hayes following a sweep, the first sweep in swimming history here at St. Joseph's College. And when I say sweep, I mean a women's win and a men's win, as both teams defeated Husson today. Coach, a big day for the program.
Yes.
Not only is it your season opener, this is something that this program has looked to do for quite some time. It had several close calls along the way, but today it all worked out.
Yeah. In years past, it's been very close by a margin of either 1 point, 7 points, 8 points here and there. So it was really good to come out on top for both teams today. It was a goal we sort of set when we first started practicing, as we were looking at the approaching meets, and said, folks, this could be program history. And when we actually did it, there was quite a bit of almost a sense of relief with everybody. It was just, especially for the returning swimmers that had been through it all. Tom Smith has probably seen it the worst out of everyone, but so he took a lot of pride in that. So it was good. It was good.
That's great. And Tom Smith, of course, your senior captain, kind of the guy that's been here, fourth-year guy, overseeing a lot of newcomers on both sides. The women, mostly new, and a large group, 18, 19 girls, and then the men, a lot of the new faces there as well.
Yeah.
Let's kind of talk about that in a season preview kind of way.
Yeah.
How do you expect this team to perform being so young?
That's a good question. I think, statistically we're about 2/3 of a totally brand new team. But we also have the largest squad size we've ever had, women and men. Mm-hmm. That bodes well for not only this year but the future. There's obviously going to be a learning curve. I think today was a big step in the right direction. With so many freshmen on the team, they didn't know what to expect at a college swim meet. So kind of getting this under their belt and going to be able to grow off that. Many years ago when I first started, I always talked about setting the bar each and every week. I know last year we kind of went through a reboot season. And this year, we've gone right back to the, we're setting the bar each and every day at practice, each and every meet, and we're going to see where that goes. I'm asking them to do a lot in practice. I'm asking them to do a lot of meets, maybe get out of their comfort zone a little bit. I had Lauren Halverson and Lauren Prue hop in and swim the 1,000. They both had never swam the 1,000 before. I think they were freaking out a little bit, but they both swam great, and now that's out of the way. But that bar has been set. I think across the board, we'll be able to sit down at the beginning of the week, Coach Pierce and I, and look at where everyone is at and sort of map out the plans for the future. I expect a lot out of them. And I think it's just going to be a growing situation where it may not show up next week, but by the end of the season, we're going to be in a completely different place than where we were when we hopped in the pool for the first practice.
Today, the men 139-50 over Husson, and a strong showing all around with that score. It's pretty obvious to say, but one freshman broke a couple of records today. Kind of speak to that.
Yeah, Ben Johnson. He, in high school, was a butterflyer. I wanted to put him in some fly today just to see where he was at, and he went ahead and broke 2 school records, first time in the pool for a college meet, as well as being so early in the season. So, excuse me. I think I expected him to swim quick. I didn't quite expect him to break those records today, but I'll take it. It's definitely a step in the right direction. No nerves from what I could see. Probably inside he was probably quite nervous, but and the good thing is it wasn't just about him breaking the record. The whole men's team erupted when he broke the records. The women's team were involved as well. So everyone is very cognizant of those standards that had been set previously and wanting to take the team to those new levels. I expect them to fully break those records again multiple times probably through the season.
Coach, probably, well, maybe not probably, but the busiest day that we've encountered here in recent
Yeah.
memory with your home opener, swim meet, season opener. It was a women's basketball scrimmage in the gym. Their season's coming up. GNAC Cross Country Championship, NAC Field Hockey Tournament Contest, Women's Soccer Tournament Contest, which is still going on. It's in double overtime.
Yep.
There's a lot of excitement around, and do you think that your swimmers kind of fed off that a little bit? Do you think that that kind of a big day has a different feel to it?
Absolutely. That was a discussion that we had a couple weeks ago as we were approaching the meet and sort of starting to look at that. We were all talking logistically if there were home games in those tournaments and those sort of things, what were we going to do? And so you kind of bring that up to the team, and they're watching the success of their classmates in these other sports. They wanted to be a part of that. I think everyone got here a little earlier than normal, just because of, number one, the amount of people that were here, but also the energy that was kind of floating around the campus was pretty awesome. I definitely think it helped. There were a lot of people floating around, and the deck was probably more packed than I've seen it in a while. And I'm hoping that's because some of the other folks were floating around, popped their head in.
Right.
But definitely there was a feel to it. There was a buzz to it, and I think as student athletes here, everyone takes pride in the fact when the school is doing well. So for us to do our part today was definitely a big piece, and I think they walked away with some pride in that, and as well as going out to support their classmates.
In the same vein of talking about the team in a season preview kind of way, we mentioned some, the newcomers and the contributions they might have and already have had with a good day today. Talk about some of the returners. One name that comes to mind, and I see some first place finishes from Alex Gilby, the sophomore, who's just been a tremendous addition to this program. And on the women's side, who do you think can kind of take that next step?
Yeah, well, Alex definitely has some lofty goals this year, but he's fully capable of reaching them. He put in a lot of work in the off season and came in great shape. He's right on target to actually make some of those goals. I'm not going to go on camera with some of them, but he's really focused on that. And I think the rest of the men's team have really fed off that. I think when he came in last year, he set a standard that brought everyone up a level. You can look at Preston Bowden, Stuart Emery. I'm going to forget people if I'm just sitting here. But Andrew Merlino, coming out of nowhere, is doing really, really well. Some of the newcomers, Ian Riddle, is going to be a big piece of the puzzle. But they're all really building in together. They've come together very, very quickly. Also, of course, you've got Tom at the head of everything, and then you've got Chris Cullity. That men's program is really tight-knit. And with Adam not being around, being in Afghanistan, that's tough, but they've kind of rallied around that, so that's good. On the women's side, once Lauren finishes up cross country, she'll be coming in, and we expect her to just continue swimming really well. GNAC Rookie of the Year last year, twice in both the cross country and swimming, so she's a naturally gifted athlete there, but she'll come in and help us out. But you look at the returning folks of Allie Crasco, Brooke Huberdeau, and Annie Fougere. They all swam exceptionally well today. And then you've got the new faces. You've got the Laurens. We'll have 3 Laurens in the team. Lauren Prue, Lauren Helverson as freshmen, Danielle Charette. The list could go on and on and on here, obviously, if 2/3 of our team is brand new. But I think we're just going to take it one step at a time, and we can't jump too far ahead. So that's sort of our approach right now.
I kind of want to talk a little bit about Adam Gollan. You mentioned his name, of course. Had to leave before the year started, his senior year. Kind of a tough situation all around, and I know there was a lot of emotion involved. But if you want to speak to it, about what this team did today.
Yeah. So Adam's been keeping in touch with videos, sending us videos, and we've been sending him videos, email, Facebook, that sort of thing. We were talking about things yesterday, and it came up that we wanted to do the national anthem in his honor. So I made an announcement before the meet, and the team sung the national anthem in his honor. It's the little things that we can try to do to keep him connected. You know, he is still very much part of this team, even though he's on the other side of the world fighting for our country. You know, I think it's a hard subject to talk about. I think sometimes there tends to be a lot of tears in the room, a lot of welling up for a lot of people, even people that have never met him. So
It's a very real, puts things into perspective. It's a very real situation.
Very much so. I've had in previous coaching positions, I've had folks go on and join the military and those sort of things. So, I mean, I've been through that aspect. But this is the first time that it's really kind of affected the team because he's still part of the team.
Right.
So for me, that's probably a little tougher than what I've dealt with previously in these situations. But the good thing is there's so much love and admiration for this young man over there. I think we're all kind of finding it in ourselves, you know, as a group to kind of pull together and make sure he's as much a part of the team as he can be. And, you know, we're always hoping for his safe return, hoping his deployment ends sooner rather than later. So.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I think that's a good note to end it on. But congratulations on a great day in program history, and looks like a good young team in the budding here, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.